Then the other tool is the type tool. So the type tool helps us to create text. So all you have to do is to go into the type tool, then click once. So Illustrator will create for you a default text, and you just have to keep on typing to have the text. So you notice that every time you go into a different tool, the controls panel keeps on adjusting to the properties of that tool. So we into the type tool, we've created text. Let's select this and increase the size. We'll even come here and change to a different font. Okay, so we have 3 type tools. The first one being the type tool that creates normal text. The second one being the type on a path tool. So we said, or we know that every time you create a shape, you're creating paths. These paths, these lines that join together to create a shape, they're what we call paths. So the type on a path tool basically helps you to create text moving on paths. If I'm into that type on path tool and I come and click on this shape, it will help me create text running all over that shape or running all over that path. Same thing here, click on the line and we'll have the text running on that path. So you've basically seen logos that have text running in a circular form. Yeah, so this is a result of type on a path tool. Take an example. If I have a circle here as a type on a path tool, I'm going to click on the edge and it will automatically give me text running in a circular form. Then the third type tool is the vertical type tool. So this helps us to write vertically. This helps us to type vertically. So you can write from up to down using the vertical type tool. Then next we have the eraser tool. Eraser tool helps us to erase objects in our design. We could just select this. You notice that every tool that I'm going to make a change on, I have to first select it. So the selection tool is very key. And I go to the eraser tool and start to erase parts of that object. So when you erase, the eraser tool will detach these shapes and will make them separated from each other. Then we have the shape builder tool. So the shape builder tool helps us to build onto shapes. Take an example. If I have 2 shapes, the circle, then I have a polygon here, 6 sides, okay. Then I have rectangle here, and I want to join all these shapes together. So I'm going to select this and that while pressing shift. Then I'll go into my shape builder tool. So with this shape builder tool, I can be able to join shapes and make them one. So all I have to do is to strike a line, any of these shapes. Then I will go moving into that, come into this, that. So give it some time, then it will create one shape out of those. So right now it is one shape. I can be able to join still these 2 shapes, and all you have to do is to select both of them, get the shape builder tool and strike a line through them. Then next on line is the gradient tool. So gradient, anytime you hear the word gradient, just know that it is 2 or more colors. So when I'm into the gradient tool, I can be able to give my shapes different colors. So all you have to do is to go into the gradient tool, then open gradient properties and start to adjust. We shall have a video specifically for gradient. So next in line is the eyedropper tool. So the eyedropper tool helps us to copy colors from different elements within our design. So take an example. I have a blue square, then in a red circle. So if I want to turn this circle blue, I'm going to select my circle, get the eyedropper tool, then click on the square. So I'll be able to change my circle to a blue color while copying using the eyedropper. If I click on the white part, my circle will turn white. If I click on gray, my circle will turn gray. So anything that you click on, the circle will have that color because it copies, the eyedropper copies the properties of the object you select. Now, how the eyedropper works with text. If I have this text here, let me duplicate it, pressing Alt, then I make this one bigger, and let me change the font to a different font. Error. So if I want to change this text to look like that, I'll have to select this one first, get my eyedropper, then click on this text. So it will basically make it same size, same style, same color, same everything. So eyedropper in text copies size, copies color, copies style. Then the next tool is twirl tool. So the twirl tool helps to create twirls in your designs. The longer you hold on to the mouse, the more twirls it creates. Then we have the artboard tool. So you've always been seeing me clicking and moving this to create more artboards. We all know that this is the artboard, our workspace. So the artboard tool helps us to regulate the size of the artboard, the orientation of the artboard. You can change this to portrait or landscape. We can add a new artboard. We can also delete artboards. We can also rename artboards. You can rearrange artboards and give them the spacing you want. You can also adjust the size of artboards. Then next in line is the free transform tool. So the free transform tool helps us to transform our objects. If I'm into the free transform tool, there are several tools inside here. We have the free transform, we have constraint, we have perspective distort, and free distort. So let's start with constraint. If constraint is off, we'll be able to scale randomly. Then we have perspective distort. So I can make my shape, either make it smaller or bigger to create that perspective look. Or I can do free distort from any of these corners. Okay, then we have the add anchor point tool. So we all know that this shape is made of the anchor points. Like we said, this shape has 4 anchor points. So when you're into the add anchor point, it looks like the pen tool but with a plus on top. So the add anchor point tool helps us to add more anchor points on our shapes. What you have to do is to click on the line. You click on the line and it will automatically create an anchor point. So when you go into the direct selection tool, you can be able to click on that anchor point and adjust it the way you want. Then we have the zoom tool. This helps us to zoom in and out of our software. However, there are many ways on how to zoom in and out of the software, and one of them is the Alt scroll. You press Alt on your keyboard and scroll on your mouse. Then the other one is Ctrl minus or Ctrl plus on your keyboard. So panning, we have the hand tool. It's inside the zoom tool. So the hand tool helps us to pan from left and right or up and down. Or you press spacebar, left click to pan any side that you want. So we have so many other tools that are rarely used. For example, the rotate tool. We've seen rotation using the selection tool. We've seen scale using the selection tool still. the reflect tool that helps us to flip objects in any direction that we want. Then we have the shear tool. So the shear tool helps us to slant or shear objects. Let me first select this, then go to the shear tool, then slant it the way I want. Okay, so that is it for tools. Thank you for keeping on Wrapped Creative Academy. Subscribe to this channel and so that you don't have to miss more coming classes.
Introducing Wrapped Multimedia Agency, where creativity meets storytelling. At Wrapped, we specialize in bringing your brand's vision to life with stunning visuals, captivating content with professional production quality. Whether it's a corporate video, commercial, or creative project, we craft compelling idealization that resonates with your audience. Let us wrap your story in excellence. Ready to make an impact? Partner with Wrapped Multimedia Agency and turn your ideas into unforgettable visual experiences.